The sun was setting over the dense rainforest of Calabar, casting a golden glow on the village huts. The air buzzed with the sounds of life-chirping crickets, rustling leaves, and the distant laughter of children. Yet, beneath the surface, a shadow loomed. In the village square, women whispered fearfully, and men spoke in hushed tones. A new set of twins had been born, and with their arrival, danger seemed to follow. In the heart of the village, Mary Slessor sat on the ground outside her modest hut, her red hair catching the light of the fading sun. She had just returned from visiting a sick child when she overheard a group of villagers arguing near the chief's compound. "They must be taken to the forest," a man shouted, his voice filled with urgency. "But the mother, she is innocent," cried a young woman, clutching her shawl tightly. "It's not her fault she bore twins." "It doesn't matter," barked another elder. "One of those babies is a spirit child. If we don't act, the entire village will suffer." Mary stood abruptly. She could feel her heart pounding in her chest, a mix of anger and determination rising within her. She walked toward the group, her calm but commanding presence silencing their argument. "What's this talk of spirits and danger?" Mary asked, her ifik flawless. The villagers exchanged nervous glances. "It is our custom, Ma Ekpo," the elder finally said, using the name they had given her. "Twins bring misfortune. One child is human, the other is evil. We must take them to the forest, or the gods will punish us all." Mary's blue eyes hardened. "And who decides which one is evil? The baby who cries the loudest? The one who smiles less? Are these the signs of a spirit child?" The elder's gaze dropped to the ground, but another man stepped forward, defiant. "This is our way. You are a stranger, you do not understand." Mary took a step closer, her voice steady but tinged with emotion. "I understand more than you think. I understand fear. I understand that traditions are hard to change. But I also understand this. Those children are innocent, and abandoning them is not the will of any god, it is cruelty." That night, as the village prepared for sleep, Mary lay restless in her hut. The words of the villagers echoed in her mind. Suddenly, she heard a faint sound, a baby's cry, distant but distinct. Her heart clenched. She grabbed her lantern and hurried into the forest. The cries grew louder, guiding her to a clearing where two tiny infants lay on the ground, wrapped in tattered cloth. Their mother, a young woman with tear-streaked cheeks, stood nearby, watching from the shadows. "Please don't come closer," the woman pleaded. "If they see you with me, they'll think you're cursed too." Mary ignored her and knelt by the babies, her hands trembling as she checked their fragile forms. "They're just babies," she whispered, her voice breaking. "Beautiful, innocent babies." The mother fell to her knees, sobbing. "I wanted to fight them. I wanted to keep my children. But they threatened to kill me if I didn't leave them here." Mary placed a comforting hand on the woman's shoulder. "You've done nothing wrong. Come with me. I'll protect you and your children." The mother hesitated, fear etched on her face. "You can't stop them. The elders will never allow it." Mary's jaw tightened. "Then let them try. These children deserve a chance at life, and so do you." The next morning, the village erupted into chaos when Mary marched into the square carrying the twins, their mother following close behind. The villagers gasped, some backing away in fear as if Mary carried a curse in her arms. "What are you doing, Ma Ekpo?" the elder demanded, his voice trembling with anger. "You defy our ways?" Mary stood tall, her voice ringing with authority. "Your ways are wrong. These children are not demons. They are not spirits. They are human, like you and me, and I will not let you harm them." A murmur rippled through the crowd. Some nodded in agreement, but others shouted angrily. "You bring disaster upon us all," one man cried. "Do you think I am cursed?" Mary asked, raising her voice to be heard over the commotion. "I have cared for other twins before, and no misfortune has come to me. If these children are truly evil, let their curse fall on me." The villagers fell silent, stunned by her audacity. The elder stepped forward, his expression unreadable. "You are a brave woman, Ma Ekpo," he said slowly. But bravery does not change tradition. No, Mary replied, her voice soft but firm. But love does. Over time, Mary's unwavering commitment began to change hearts. She took in twins abandoned by frightened parents, raising them in her small hut and proving to the villagers that they were no different from other children. Mothers, once terrified of being shunned, began bringing their babies to her for safety. Mary's influence grew. She worked tirelessly to educate the people, teaching them that their worth was not defined by fear or superstition. She also mediated disputes and gained the trust of the chiefs, slowly replacing fear with understanding. One day, as Mary walked through the village with a pair of healthy, giggling twins in her arms, an elder approached her. He looked at the children and then at Mary. "You've changed many minds, Ma Ekpo," he said quietly. "Perhaps even mine." Mary smiled. "It's not me, it's the children. They've shown us what love can do." By the time Mary Slessor passed away in 1915, the killing of twins had become a thing of the past in Calabar. Her courage and compassion had transformed an entire culture, saving countless lives and leaving a legacy that endures to this day. And in the hearts of the people, Mary Slessor will always be remembered as the mother of all the people, the woman who dared to defy tradition and stood for the voiceless, proving that even the smallest light can banish the darkest shadows.